everyone, this is Lisa Cronin from It's the Little Things in Card Making, and I had posted a video of an easel splat box and how I made it out of recycling a package, the package box I received when I received a purchase. So now I'm going to do a few backgrounds, and I'll kind of give you my ideas and what I'm trying to accomplish and certain things that I'll try to avoid, mixing of colors, that type of thing. I'm going to be using inks. I'm going to be using Delusion inks, and they're very vibrant. And what I've done is I put them into a little ice cube tray and added a small pipette of Crafter's Companion, the Spectrum Noir Clear Shimmer. So equal parts, one of each, one of the color, one of the sparkle ink, and one water. And that was the pipettes. Now I also have different brushes for each color family. I feel you get a better, truer color if you, kind of try not to mix up your brushes too much. So that's what I'm using. I'm using paper towels. I'm using water in a spray bottle. And this is going to help me move my color. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to tip this splat box over a little bit so you can actually see what I'm doing. I've attached my paper to the top of the splat box with two little clips. And I'm going to put that shimmer spray, the Spectrum Noir jar underneath so you can see what I'm doing. I'm going to add a little bit more paper towel. It is messy. I am wearing gloves. Trying to protect myself in my area is challenging. However, it is so much fun. So, first thing I'm going to do, and typically what I do, is I wet down my paper really well. And then I would typically take, I'll put this here. I would take my lightest color, and I would drop color down. And that's all I would do. And with a small piece of paper, I'm using smaller brushes than I would normally use. So that was my yellow. This is my pink. I'm going to make some orange. And you have to move kind of fast, because if you don't move fast, what happens is you'll stain the paper and you won't get really good blends, seamless blends. So I'm going to put a couple of blues down. I am going to put a purple down, and that purple is going to be here because we don't want that purple too close to the yellow. And then I think I'm going to try to put a little bit more pink. Rinse off my brush a little bit. I'm going to get that pink, and I'm going to put it right here. And then I'm going to take that darker blue again. Let me put it in here. Kind of separate that green, that greenish blue from the purple. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to wet it. I'm going to wet it a lot. And I could still add color. And typically what I want to do is I want to break this up here, this color here, because it is a little muddy. So I'm going to take my darkest color, which is my blue, and I'm just going to bring it down. Now I'm going to put a little bit of blue here. Take my water bottle, spray that, and when I'm happy, what I'm going to do, I'm also going to be moving this black box. I want a little bit more pink on the right side, just to brighten that up a little bit. And let's do a little bit more pink here. Try to get rid of that grayish tone there. And I'm going to wet it again. I'm decently happy with this, so I'm going to take it off. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to blot the bottom. You see how it's all pooling on the bottom there? just going to take it, kind of tap it into the paper towel, try to get rid of that, and now I'm going to dry it. And I have a funny story about drying. Typically this is the tool I would use to dry whatever backgrounds I make. And one day I was working in my craft room and got interrupted and ran downstairs to take care of whatever I had to take care of. And all of a sudden I started hearing some noise. How pretty. Look at that orange there. Oh, and the purple and the pink. I love this. I love doing this. I think these backgrounds are just so pretty. And my suggestion would be, make sure you have some place to put them, because once you start 1 or 2 backgrounds, before you know it, you're at number 20. So I do have something. I have an empty pad of Bristol smooth cardstock. This is just the empty pad, so this is just a surface for me to put it on so it could finish drying. Now we're going to do another one. And again, I'm just going to connect it with the clips. I'm going to wet it down. And then I'm going to start adding my color. So this is my pink. I'm going to put a little pink in there. I also have my brushes marked with the colors that I know to try to stay within that color range, because I do want these colors to be nice and as pure as possible. So that's my purple. This is my blue. It's kind of a greenish blue, so you have to kind of watch out over here. But in any event, I'm going to put a little bit of the yellow right in the middle. We'll make a green, but we'll make an even lighter green on the other side. So I'm going to take my green brush, and I'm just going to throw the paint on. And now I'm going to spray it and let the ink do its thing. And when I'm happy, and am I happy? No, I'm not happy. Let's put a little bit more of that pretty blue right here, right on the end. Let's break up that yellow just a little bit. Might as well put some here too. Darken the color. Let's wet this. And yeah, now I'm happy. I'm going to take this off. And again, I'm going to blot what's pooling on the bottom. Okay, it's pooling on the bottom. I'm going to hold it from the edge. Just let it soak into that paper towel. And now I can dry it. Now these are a little bigger than A2 sized. My plan is to cut them down. So I don't mind if there's a little pooling on the bottom. I don't mind that there's those little clip marks on the corners, because I'll probably be cutting this down and you'll never even know that those things were there. All right, what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of tilt it. What I want to do is I want to try to get as much of that off the edge. I don't want it going back onto the colors. So you see how I need to, that little drip there, I'm going to take up against the paper towel and get rid of that excess moisture, because I don't want it to fall back onto the colors. Look how pretty that is. Is that pretty? Oh, and it has the sparkle in there. Can you see the sparkle? So pretty. Okay, I'm going to shut this off. Oh, my story. So I went downstairs. I'm going to do another one. I went downstairs and I had gotten busy with things. And then all of a sudden I heard this kind of motoring noise. And I was like, what the heck is that? Maybe next door, they're working on something. You never know. I'm wetting down my paper again. And I'm going to try to make this one a little lighter. So obviously, if I want to make it a little lighter, I have to put less ink. We're going to do the pink again. Maybe a little bit of red. We'll throw that in there. Now I want to disperse that color because I don't want it that strong. And you have to kind of work fast, because if you don't work fast, what will happen is you'll end up staining your paper. Let's put a little bit of blue in there. Okay, so now I'm downstairs and I'm hearing the sound, motor sound. And I'm wondering, what is that? I'm not really paying attention to it though. Okay, now I'm going to do a little bit of purple. And then a half hour goes by and I come upstairs, and as I'm walking up the stairs, I hear a sound coming out of my craft room. Guess what it was? It was my heat tool, my strong heat tool. And something had fallen on top of it, and a fire was literally starting. Literally starting. I want a little bit more blue. Let me find my blue brush. And I'm going to put my darkest color there because I want to kind of cover up. And maybe a little bit more red right here. I want to cover up the kind of gray that was there. Now I'm going to add a little more yellow to the end. And let's see how this comes out. I should give myself an orange. I have a little water here in case I need to rinse off my brush. And boy, do I have to rinse off the brush. Okay, that's not bad. That's not bad. A little bit more blue. Right in here. I want to kind of get rid of that. And maybe even a little bit of purple. That might help. That muddiness that I see there. So, yeah. Came into the room, saw the flame shooting up, said, oh my gosh, I'm burning the house down. Needless to say, it was a small flame. Easy, very, very easy to put out. But still, I learned a lesson. And I'm bringing it up because, I want a little more yellow. In a million years, I would never have expected something to fall on top of my heat gun and actually turn it on. In a million years, I wouldn't have thought that could happen. So now what I do, adding a little more blue, now what I do is I make sure I unplug my heat gun when I'm done. Even if I'm not done. Even if I'm going to the bathroom or answering the door or walking the dog, I will now unplug that heat. Look at that purple and that orange. Now this is supposed to make mud, and it's not making mud. Can you see how beautiful that is? I'm not crazy about this down here, but I'm not really too worried about it because, like I said, I can cut it down. And now I'm going to take it off. I'm going to just let the bottom kind of soak in. And I have pretty big hands, so I could pretty much hold this paper with my hand to continue to dry it. And I'm just drawing it until I don't see the wet sheen anymore. It's not that it's dry, it's just that, it's not soaking. And once I don't see that sheen anymore, then I know that I could stop heat drying it and then put it to the side. And now we're going to do another one. We're going to do a big one. And I'm going to use my big water bottle. And let's see how this comes out. Now I wanted to show this. Oh, there's actually 2 pieces of paper there. Let me not waste. Let me take this off. There we go. Let's try it again. So, typically I can get an A7 and an A2 out of this size. And it's just the coolest thing. Just the coolest thing to watch these colors. And for me, it's like magic. It's like magic. You see them change right before your eyes. I'm going to put a little bit of red in because I'm running out of the pink. And pinken that purple up a little bit. And when I make a larger one, I do use larger brushes. So, and a larger water bottle. But I'm not in a position right now to start all over again. So, I will just take my time. I'm going to put a little bit of yellow. Well, we're going to put orange now. That was a mistake. Let's see if we can move these around a little bit. Look at that purple. Oh, love that. Let me rinse this off. I want to put a little bit more yellow here. It's going to kind of take over the green, which is a good thing. And I'm hoping that you can see what I'm doing here. I'm going to wet it down. Get those colors to move. I love that purple. I'm going to put a little bit more purple in there, because when you love something, you want more of it. So there you go. And let's throw a little bit more blue. See if we can get some of the darker blue in there. And what about right here? And I'm going to tilt a little bit. Let those colors move. Help them along. And I'm liking this, so I am drawing this. And I'm just going to let it drip down. Now the only thing that you have to really be careful of when you start spraying your water is sometimes if you spray on a darker color, some of the splats from that color will go onto your lighter colors. And if that happens, just wet it down again. Just, what you want to do is you want to thin those splatters out so that it mixes with the color that it's on. And this is so pretty. Look how pretty this is. Oh my gosh. Look at that orange and that purple. And oh, this is beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I love it. I'm going to take it off. And how many minutes were we? I mean, not very long. Not very long at all. And here you go. And look at that. I mean, this lighting is not doing it justice. It's just so pretty. And can you see the shimmer in there? See a little sparkle shimmer in there? How pretty is that? Love it, love it, love it, love it. These are the things that get me excited. They really are. All right, now we have another one. Be the last one we do. And again, I'm just going to wet it down. And I'm going to start with red. Let's see. And then I'm going to do a little bit of purple. And let's see if we could even put a little blue in there. Now you see why I need a splat box. Because this could be very, very messy. And even though I have the splat box, it's still kind of messy. I'm going to take my green now, go over to the end. That's blue. Here's my green. And you have to kind of work fast. I don't know if I said this already. You don't want the colors to stain the paper, because then you won't get a good blend. This I want to cover up. And I'm going to spray it this way to keep it away from the orange. Want a little bit more purple. Very little left here. Just going to add a little water. And let's see what we get. How about a little bit of blue? And you can change it. I mean, you know, if you're not crazy about something, if you don't like the way it looks, then you can change it. Like this big green piece here. No, we don't want that. And then my yellow. Not so much yellow anymore. but I'm still going to go for it. Little yellow here, little yellow here, and wet it down. Now, typically, when you get a darker area, like right in here, I'm not crazy about this, I would take my darkest color, and at this point now, it's the blue. And I will cover it up as much as I can. And now I'm going to take that purple again. Let's intensify. Let's intensify. Very little red in there. Let's see. We have a little bit of pink. Let's intensify that. So you can go over it a couple of times. Oh, like it. I'm liking it. I am liking it. And now I'm going to dry it. And you see this pooling on the bottom here? If I turn this over, then those colors are going to mix too much. So I'm going to take it off. Put it in my hands. I'm going to get rid of this because I don't need it anymore. And I'm just going to blot it. You see how I'm tilting it a little bit? So that excess stays on the bottom, but it's running off from that corner. Hoping you could see that. And now I'm going to continue to dry it again. Kind of have a plan for this one because I kind of like the way that dark purple came out down here. And then that kind of bright orange. So, kind of have a plan for it. I'm not going to, I mean, these have to dry for a while. So, I'm not going to be making a card in this video. But I intend to use all of my backgrounds that I made here. And show you the different things that I can do with them. Yeah, so this is my process. This is what I do. This makes me happy. It's just an amazing thing when I watch those colors all blend together and change. It's just, it really is magical. I mean, that's how I feel about it. It's just so much fun. And you can do many of these. In one sitting, you can do a lot. Okay, well, I'm going to put this one to the side. I'm going to do a little bit of cleanup. And then I'm going to plan out how I'm going to do these cards. And when I come back, I will show you completed cards. So I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you love these colors. I hope, you can see the sparkle on there. That the colors are really, they're true on the video as they are in person. And I just think that these are just so much fun to make. So much fun. Okay, for now I'm going to say goodbye, and I will be back with some finished cards, and you can see how beautiful these backgrounds are going to be on a card. Thank you all for stopping by. I hope you all stay safe, stay inside, peace be with you, and I will see you soon again. Bye now.